Okay, so today is a great day because I was able to get something in my hands that I never thought I would have in my hands. So right here, of course, is the Delux M800 DB. I put out a review of it. You probably already saw that. Great mouse, really good budget mouse. $45, wireless, good cable, etc., etc., etc. Just go watch that review. You'll hear everything I have to say about it. Well, I compared it to two mice, and I compared it to the G305 and the Razer Viper Ultimate. Both of them went on massive sales during Prime Day. I did not buy a G305. I probably should have for comparison reasons, but I did buy a Razer Viper Ultimate for $70. That is insane. Like, normally this mouse is $120. I just paid $70 for it. So now I can actually have these two mice in hand to compare them to. So I can tell you, really, is this a budget Viper Ultimate? And so, stay tuned for that conclusion at the end. So to start off with, the thing that made me make that comparison in the first place is, of course, the shape and the styling. So if you look at the Delux M800, the shape, and of course it has this little like triangle pattern right here, which is the same as on this Razer Viper Ultimate. The shape is almost exactly the same, just like I said. They feel the same to hold. Now the only difference, really, as far as grip feeling, is that the Razer Viper Ultimate is actually like a good deal bigger. I was kind of surprised. It's not like huge by any chance or any means. Hold on, let me line these up, mouse right together. I don't know if it'll be really visible over the camera, but the Razer Viper Ultimate is a little bit bigger, especially like wider. It's definitely wider when you grip it versus the Delux M800. So if you have really, really tiny hands, you might not like gripping this mouse as much as you'll like the Delux M800 because it's a good deal smaller. Now, on the flip side, if you have huge hands, you're probably going to prefer the Razer Viper Ultimate versus the Delux M800 because this is going to feel too small. Now, I have medium-sized hands, so both of these feel great as far as gripping it. Both mice feel amazing. Now, of course, that's mostly grip feeling. Of course, aesthetically, I think these mice both look pretty good. I'll start with the aesthetic things first, though. One thing that did bother me about the Delux M800 that I like on the Viper Ultimate is about the RGB. Of course, both RGBs are customizable. I'd say they're basically equivalent as far as like customizability of the RGB. This does have more RGB zones, but what I don't like is that when I turn off the RGB on the Delux M800, you can still see these little white spots right here where the RGB is supposed to be. I just think that looks really, really tacky. It doesn't look good, in my opinion, especially on the stroll wheel. This one's a little hidden. It's not that bad, and then the logo is okay because of course there's gonna be a logo there. But I don't like that you can see all of that, where the spots are there for the RGB are supposed to be. It just looks really tacky in my opinion. But when you turn it off on the Razer Viper Ultimate, the logo just disappears. This is a really clean silhouette. It just looks amazing. It looks good. So I like that this mouse looks good with the RGB off, which of course you might want to do that to save battery life. Of course it looks really good with the RGB on, and the RGB is amazing. It's like super, super bright. Like right now I only have it on about 30% brightness. I don't think I have my mouse on max brightness either. It's probably like 75%, but 100% is blindingly bright. Like, you're never going to need it at 100%. It's really bright RGB if that's what you're looking for. Really nice. Furthering the aesthetics, of course the shapes and the, overall design's the same. This is a little bit cheaper. Like, look at the little triangle thing. It's not really like inset into the build. It's kind of just a little plastic strip right there. Versus here, it's like part of the build, part of where the mice are. It's different. Now, the thing that bothers me on the Razer Viper Ultimate, because overall these mice look the same, I don't like the stroll wheel. As far as the actual like feeling of the stroll wheel, it's fine. It's really tactile. You can feel every single notch. Versus this one's a little smoother. You can still feel the notches. It's just not super hyper tactile. But I don't like that the way that the stroll wheel is built. It's like inset into the mouse in between the two buttons. Like here, I'll give you a look right there. You see that's in between these two mouse buttons. I don't like that at all. It feels weird when I'm strolling, and I think it looks, it doesn't really bother me as far as looks. It just feels weird. Whereas on the Razer, or not on the Razer, sorry, on the Delux M800, it's just kind of in between the two mouse buttons, which is what I prefer. That feels more normal to me. Now, features-wise, obviously the Razer Viper Ultimate's gonna win. It's got mouse buttons on both sides, so because it's an ambidextrous mouse, I can't talk. Ambidextrous mouse, so it's got buttons on both sides, so you can use it if you're left-handed or right-handed. Whereas the Lux M800 only has buttons on the right side, so if you are, on the left side. So if you are a lefty, you will not be able to use this mouse, which is kind of unfortunate. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're a righty and you're using this mouse, and you'll feel the buttons on the side, like it's not like they're not there, but to me they don't feel like really that bothersome. They're not like jutting out of this on the side or anything like that. They feel fine. But if that's a big thing that bothers you, feeling those buttons, you won't feel buttons on the Delux M800. So continuing, features. Both of these mice have a DPI button. For the Deluxe button, it's right here on top in the middle, which is not a bad spot. I kind of prefer it there versus where it is on the Razer Viper Ultimate. On the Razer Viper Ultimate, it's on the bottom. It's like right there, which is kind of weird to me. It's not a bad spot for it, and it it operates just fine. I don't really change DPI in the middle of games, but if you do change DPI in the middle of games, that might be a problem for you to have to flip your whole mouse over and change it. Furthering, like, features-wise, of course, both of these are wireless mice. You can plug them in and charge them and use them at the same time. But the Razer one comes with this wireless so this is the dongle, obviously, but it comes with a dongle adapter for the cable, and so you can just kind of have the dongle sitting on your desk, and that'll extend the range of your dongle, which is a great feature for me. Speaking of connectivity, I remember I mentioned in my review of the M800 that I was having connection issues a little bit when I had it in a specific spot on my PC. That was just my fault. I just needed to have it closer, because right now I'm running the mouse through my pass-through on my keyboard right here, and that's fine. You just need the mouse you just need to have the dongle closer. So it's really nice that Razer kind of includes this little option for you to make it easier to have access to the mouse dongle, to make it closer to the mouse for speed connection things. That's great. Now, what bothers me about this, though, is the cable. The actual cable that they give you, of course, it's lightweight. It's not a bad cable by any means. The one for the Delux M800 is also great. It's a USB-C cable, and that's where that's really light. That's where the problem is. This is not USB-C. It's just micro USB, which is really weird to me. Why such an expensive mouse does not have a micro or a USB-C. And it's a proprietary connector. Like, I could if I break this, I'm not going to be able to find, I might be able to, but I'm not going to be able to just fit any USB-C in here. Or not USB-C, sorry, micro USB. Whereas this just takes any USB-C that I have laying around. Of course, the cable they give me is great, so I don't need, I wouldn't have to use a different USB-C cable, but if it breaks, I could buy another USB-C cable and be fine. I'm going to have to buy a specific shaped Razer cable to be able to use either the mouse dongle extender or to charge my mouse, which is really stupid, in my opinion. Of course, unless you buy the dock, which I didn't buy the dock because it was more expensive. But I could have done that, and that would have made, that would have solved the problem, because I probably wouldn't break the cable if it's plugged in there. But that bothered me. I don't know why they didn't decide to spring for a USB-C. I don't know why they didn't decide to spring for USB-C for the charging. I don't know why it's a micro USB. That just is weird to me. So furthering, features-wise, this has the Razer Synapse, which you either love or you hate the program. I didn't have any problems with it. Some people say it's, just massive bloatware and they can't stand it. Sorry, I'm readjusting the dongle. But for me, that was fine. I didn't have any problems with it. It was great for customizing the RGB. It was fine. The Delux M800 does come with its own software that you can download off of the Deluxe website. This is basically the same things. They just let you customize the the RGB, set the DPI, etc., etc. So now, the important part, the part you're probably all waiting for, is performance. Is this mouse leagues better against this mouse? Yes and no. Sensor-wise, I didn't really notice any differences, but the feet are so light, like night and day. Like, these are just, standard black feet on the bottom that you'll see with every mouse. Whereas on the bottom here, you have white PTFE feet. Or Razer just called them, like, ultra slick feet or something like that. And they feel so different. Like, the only way I can visually show you, of course you need to have it in your hand, is, let me just show you by spinning the Viper Ultimate first. Like, look at that. It just spins so easily. Just like that. Really? It's really nice. Really nice. Now, if I try spinning the Delux M800, it doesn't spin. It doesn't get the same, There we go. Like, I was able to get a spin, but I have to, like, put a lot more force on it. Where if I put the same amount of force on this thing, it just spins for days. And then same thing with, the standard push glide test. If I push this mouse, it'll move. But if I push this, it just flies. The feet feel incredible. Now, of course, they do sell $10. Like, for $10, you can buy PTFE feet for this mouse, and it'll probably feel exactly the same. But in game, I would say that this made the mouse almost feel more responsive. Even though I knew it wasn't more responsive, it just felt easier to move around. It felt great. So those feet were a big difference, in my opinion. Additionally, the clicks. These are KL 4.0 switches, which are really good switches, really good clicks, really crisp, clear. These are Razer's optical switches, which are not bad. To me, they felt fine. They felt good. They sounded good. Apparently, they become mushy after enough time. I haven't gotten that far yet, so to me, they felt fine. Now, the mouse clicks here, even though these are supposedly really good switches, they sound good, but they sound rattly almost. And I would say that's because of the build quality, because this mouse creaks a little bit. It feels a little cheap sometimes. So the clicks feel a little... They feel fine, and they just sound a little rattly. I'll give you a quick sound test. So I'll start with the Deluxe clicks. Let me just move my mouse to somewhere where I don't click something important. Here we go. Versus the Razer clicks. So it's not like a huge noticeable difference, but to me the Razer clicks sounded a little better. And then what was night and day was the side buttons. The Deluxe side buttons feel and sound really cheap. Like really cheap. They don't, they're not awful. They're just not great. So I'll give you a quick sound test. And then versus the Razer side buttons. The Razer side buttons almost sound like the clicks. They sound great. So to me, these side buttons are amazing, especially they feel solid, they feel nice, versus these Deluxe side buttons feel really cheap and creaky, which you're going to get that with most mice. I mean, the mouse I was using before, my G203, didn't really have much better side buttons in my opinion either. But that's something that I would say puts this mouse above. So that's kind of a quick run through of all the features. So where does that leave us? Is this mouse a budget Viper Ultimate? I would say yes. Overall, similar shape, similar styling, similar-ish features, and USB-C, which I think is amazing. I don't understand why they don't have USB-C. This is a great mouse for $45. Is the Razer Viper Ultimate better? Yes. It's a better mouse. It's got better buttons. It's got better build quality. It's got better features. Of course it does. But it's not... I wouldn't say that if you had an option to buy one of these two, which is a better bang for your buck, this is a better bang for your buck all day. This mouse is normally 3 times the price of the Delux M800. For 3 times the price of the Delux M800, if you are like a budget gamer like me, buy a Delux M800. And then spend $10 for the better mouse feet, and you'll have a great mouse that feels great, has good features. I mean, aside from crappy side clicks, it's going to feel great. I would not say that you should spend the $120 to buy the Razer Viper Ultimate. Now, if it goes on a crazy sale like Prime Day and it's only $70, buy it. For $30 more, definitely this is a better mouse. Buy it for $70 for sure. $120, no, don't do it. Unless, of course, you have like a super expensive gaming setup. You have a custom keyboard that's like $500. This was not $500. It is a custom keyboard I built myself, but it's not $500. Like, not even close. Then yeah, go ahead, buy a Razer Viper Ultimate. You have the money to spend. But if you're a budget gamer and you're looking for a good mouse, and you like the way the Razer Viper Ultimate looks, you think you'll like the shape, just buy the Delux M800. It is a better mouse for the budget. This is not... You should not spend this $120 to buy this mouse at 3 times the price of this one. It is not worth that much more overall, in my opinion, if you are working off of a budget. Put that money into somewhere else. I don't know where. Maybe you can use that to buy like the $20 speakers that I have on my desk that are RGB. I don't know if you can see the RGB from... If I can tilt it. Yeah. Just put that $20 into something else. You think that something else that you can get. You could get a whole other peripheral for like $20. I mean, and then of course this is like, it's $80. You're gonna be saving $80 almost. Like, you can put $80 goes a long way in gaming peripherals. You can buy a headset. You can buy I do not think you should spend the $120 on a Razer Viper Ultimate. This is a budget Razer Viper Ultimate that is pretty good for the money. Just spend $10 and get better feet. That's all I can say. So that's it for the review and comparison. If you completely disagree with me, you think I'm way off, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But this is my opinion, my honest opinion. I paid for both of these mice. No, Deluxe did not send this mouse out to me. Razer didn't send this mouse out to me. Of course, I'm not a big trader. They wouldn't do either. Neither of them would send anything to me. So I've bought both. I spent both of the money for both of these mice. So this is 100% my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. I think you should just buy this mouse for $45 or $40, whichever it is right now, and you should not spend $120 on this mouse unless it is at a ridiculous sale. So that's my overall review. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and sub if you like my content. I might, I'll put out more reviews like that. I'm probably going to put out a review of this, the Nimbleback keyboard, soon. So leave a like and sub and, be looking out for that one. Peace.